Last time on Will Save. The battle with Jinjaroga continues. With one swift charge, Jinjaroga is able to prove her lethality by taking down Nico Orion. However, thanks to the supercharged teamwork of Rick 19 and Heerz, the tables are quickly turned on the bar guest as the pair blast Jinjaroga before it could devour the unconscious Nico. After finishing off Jinjaroga, Dr. OK quickly stabilizes Nico and the captain. Our adventurers start taking stock of the aftermath, and when the group asks First Mate Lozu about Algiada's condemning ledger, she breaks down in tears. What's wrong, Lozu? Find out this time on Will Save.
What an episode last week.
I don't even remember what happened.
Wow. It's funny. It's almost like you set that up and then, like the set, serve, and then spike. Because I'm going to give you all a little recap. It's not like I took
extensive notes or anything.
Yes.
Well,
we
pulled you out of a bar. You weren't really responding really well, so we rushed you to the hospital.
It was full.
It was full. Yeah. There was a lot going on. Look, I'm going to jump right into it because I want to start at the beginning.
But it's John's birthday.
Whoa!
Oh,
yeah. Happy birthday, John.
Oh, yeah. Woo! Thank you. Cheers.
So we should say something before that.
On the 28th, it is.
I think we should sing happy birthday.
The day I was born.
It's 2 days from now. Happy
You
birthday.
can't legally say sing it.
Can we sing it?
It's
we can do
Creative
our own
Commons, right?
version.
It's common license. You can totally do it.
It is now.
Hey,
I think
Nick,
it wasn't.
can you just sing it in a minor key?
No, I can't because I'm not that good.
Well, cool. Well, that was my only birthday wish.
Happy birthday to John.
To you, John.
Woo!
Happy birthday
to you.
Here, I think here that.
That was it.
Birthday to you.
I really appreciate that. Thanks, y'all. That was good stuff. Really, really, really appreciate that. That was nice.
Yeah.
That was so enthusiastic.
I'm sure this will all be
birthday.
cut.
No, I'm going to keep it in there. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
I keep so much of this in there. So much.
That's good.
So much.
So much comedy gold.
As you walk on by, will you call my name?
I was just going to be silent and see how long Nick would go before we would jump back into it.
He won't stop.
He won't stop. He'll never stop. Look, after squashing a small struggle with a potential traveler at Legacy Station, you all board the Chimera as passengers. Not long after, the ship's engine malfunctions and you're stranded in the Drift, a different plane that allows you to travel quickly throughout the galaxy. Then, the security officer, Algiada Eom, is nowhere to be found, and another passenger, a professor, asks you to investigate. Strange events begin to occur throughout the ship. You find a Vesk, another passenger, unconscious, but suspect something doesn't add up, so after taking out their security robot, you allow them, or rather, give them no choice but to be withheld in their cabin. You find a crew member frozen, unmoving in the hallway, only to be totally fine when confronted. The room of the missing security officer is trapped, and you all disable that, but not without some injury. But then upon further exploration, it really just ultimately leads to more questions as you find evidence and a scheme involving the professor, the first mate, and then the captain. All these clues coming in. Then goblins start trashing the ship in search of something. And the leader of the goblins, a hobgoblin named Jincharoga, is no goblin at all, but a canine.
Jincharoga.
Jincharoga. Oh, I didn't get that drop. I'll put it in later, so it's cool. But a canine shapeshifter called a
I'm just saying
Barkest.
happy birthday for you. Gosh damn it.
If you don't learn that in minor by next episode, you're off the podcast.
Did you say a canine shapeshifter called a Barkest?
Oh, that's good. No, a Barkest. Hey.
Punishment.
Punishment.
Is that punishment? I feel like that's like just not quite good
I still
enough.
have one from last time, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. I have one saved up, but I fear I can't
I
use
always
it.
just forget.
Didn't Nico use a punishment?
No, I didn't.
Okay. Anyway,
I haven't used mine either.
Because I never got one.
Oh.
Oh,
No, I did.
He did.
I got
he did.
one. I did.
It won't be hard for
let's
Nick to
settle
get
down.
punishments.
Class,
I do
hold
not
on,
have any.
hold on. Ooh.
I'm not good at puns.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take there, Kelly. So
It's true.
All right,
Yeah.
get prepared.
get prepared. Oh, I'm
I sent
prepared.
you one last week.
I mean, I saw that
So
way
look-
too late.
You only get one shot. Do not let your chance to go. It's opportunity, folks. Once in a lifetime.
I don't think Eminem said folks, but I liked the change. It was good.
Folks, yes.
Folks. Look, so Jincharoga tries to take the bridge and the ship, but ultimately you all foil her plans, and along with a little help
Foil
from the
means
crew.
first, inner, outer, last when you're multiplying polynomials.
Yes, indeed.
That's
That
what
is how we
foiled
spent
her.
the episode, was foiling a lot of polynomials. Along the way, besides extra polynomials, you find and had some other clues, such as overhearing a conversation between
Wait, correction.
Algiata.
It's first, outer, inside, last.
Okay.
I said
all
it
right.
backwards.
Are you trying to do
Yeah.
the foil? Are
That's
you trying
the
to explain
joke,
foil?
man. We foiled her.
Oh.
Ah, man.
Cool. I'm going to leave it in there so that way everyone can
Math
hear
jokes, they just
your
boom.
joke. You found something that you haven't looked at yet, which is a gift wrap package from the Vesk Trostenek's room. You found in Algiata's room a paper account ledger with some bank transfers that also had a clue for LP ship repairs. And then among some other things, a photograph, the Star Dream 2 panel. I really want to come back to that paper account ledger because it is that you left off last week, talking with Lozu after you first outer inner lasted Jincharoga.
Yes, thank you, John.
That actually, yeah. I mean, if you think about the combat itself, it was
it works, right?
We
First
could get it from all
inside.
sides, pretty much.
First outer,
The-
inner
the-
last. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let me bring you guys over to the map here. We're on the big map today.
Oh, dang, we're going back
We're
to the
on the
map.
Versus
We're on the big
small
boy map.
You're on the big boy map today. It's episode 18. A lot of things are bumping up, you know? This is
I
the-
forgot
the-
that there's
the number.
actually a map that I should have in front of me.
Yeah, there is also. Oh, you saying you didn't log into Roll20?
Oh,
Thank you, Roll20.
thank you,
Thanks,
Roll20,
Roll20.
for having such a seamless interface for me to log into on
Yeah.
the fly and not disrupt this podcast. In
Yeah,
one bit.
weird. I also don't see Nico Orion in this Roll20. But I
He's
think
probably
getting
under somebody else.
there he is.
No, Nico's there. Hey,
So
Nick.
you all
Nico.
were talking to Lozu,
It was a temporary glitch.
and Lozu, you asked Lozu about the LP ship repairs.
I
And she
have a little
started-
bone to pick with you, John, on this one.
Whoa, whoa,
Just
whoa.
because Rick rolled like a super high sense motive, and I didn't get anything from her. I feel like if she was trying to hide something, we would have gotten at least like an eye twitch, or like he would have sensed like a raised heartbeat. I mean, I rolled like a natural
raised-
20 on that sense motive. I'm just saying.
Which sense motive?
When we first started talking to Lozu last, like after the captain had left,
Mm-hmm.
and then Lozu starts talking, Rick rolled like a natural 20 on
Nice.
his sense motive, and you just
And
like,
he only gets one
you don't
shot,
sense anything.
one opportunity.
Just saying.
Yeah,
One
folks.
opportunity.
Kevin,
One
welcome to
chance
my
to
life.
blow.
Welcome. Great job, Will. I'm just saying, welcome to my life on the computers checks.
You know
Ouch.
what? There is something to be said for the fact that if I didn't reveal anything, maybe it's because the circumstances under which you asked that sense motive or that perception, there wasn't anything to reveal.
Plot armor.
Oh, calling you out.
You know what?
For the fans that don't know, plot armor is when the GM fudges rolls in order to protect the plot.
I'm going to come down really hard on this and squash it where it is. I don't fudge rolls. I've never done that. I really don't, because it's not fun. The whole thing is about the dice. Also, it's funny. If you think it's plot armor, that might mean that you think that there's something I'm like trying to like jump or hide.
When there's really nothing there.
When either there's nothing there or I'm on your side in the sense that I'm never going to only leave it to be like if you don't ask this one super specific question, you won't find out the clue there. Like I'm on your side of trying to make it all accessible. I'm not trying to withhold things from you, but at the same time, it is a game. And there are things that, you know, sometimes you have to ask or come to a certain place before you find out. So what I'll say is this: don't take your frustration that maybe things didn't come out like you thought, and then blame it on me. Instead, just put it into the story and your character.
You own it, right?
I mean, translation.
You
I will
never let it go.
Yeah,
You only get one shot. Don't miss your chance to blow.
Here's my translation of that. I will neither confirm nor deny the existence of plot armor.
Look, I absolutely am telling you that there is a reason for everything that you guys have seen, heard, saw, or do whatever.
He's trying not to point fingers, but it's actually Paizo wrote the plot armor into the game.
That's again. Again. Why don't we do this? Why don't we get through book 1 and then we'll talk? How's that sound?
We'll talk about book 1 after book 1.
How's that sound? How about you ask me about plot armor then? How about you ask me about plot armor then?
Hold on, I gotta put it in the notes somewhere. Ask John about plot armor.
That's fine. That's cool. Look,
I think it's a great
salty.
idea, though, because I'm always so curious about like how this stuff works. So I think after we finish the first book, we should do like a full episode of, you know, behind the scenes and break it down. I'm
not opposed to
I would
that,
love
but
that.
like I said,
that would be such a cool episode.
I am willing to talk
like
about
that.
it to a certain degree, as much as I can without.
Yeah, he doesn't want to ruin future.
Yeah, but
things.
I can answer as many things as I can. Look, all I'm saying, I think I told one of you this, and this is something good for the listeners too. Let's say we're in book 5, book 6. There will be things that when you listen back to episode 1, you'll be like, oh, that makes sense. Things as they are set up, and it will all make sense at some point. So, with that,
I'm giving you a hard time, John. I really am.
and I'm responding because I think it's a little fun to argue, and then the listeners get to hear a little more. So it's good. Hey, I have my own question armor where I can take these shots. Across the bow here. Okay. Did you pick your bone, Kev? Do you feel like it's been picked?
I think that was my bone. I just felt because then we had the whole LP thing. Like I couldn't. I'm too stupid personally to make a connection between LP and.
I'm pretty sure that we talked about that when you found it. Pretty sure we talked about that when you found it.
I can't even remember her name right.
I really like long play records, actually.
Good.
Nice.
They're amazing.
You're in luck, so it's good. Look, you all asked her about this LP for Ship Repairs, and she started to sob.
Roll
and then
sense
she
motive?
quickly stiffens up.
I'm rolling sense motive on this.
It's funny that she hasn't said anything, and you guys are sensing motive. So, because she hasn't said a damn thing.
Well, okay, is that more perception? Then?
I haven't
Are these tears of
then
anything.
I am going to then. I would just say perception. Give me a perception check. Because sense motive is like,
Damn it.
she's got to say
I'm going
stuff.
to wait for her to say something.
And
then
I'm going to
ask.
use your perception check as like throughout us talking now. So, because
That's not. Can I roll my
you know,
perception again then?
no,
Because
I can roll, right?
8 for
That's
perception.
that's a 19 for me.
19 from
14.
Nico, 8
I was
from
going to wait
14
until
you
she
can
actually
wait.
said something.
Yeah, that's fine. Both of you can tell that she seems genuinely surprised, saddened, and a little bit probably taken off guard because she was just in a situation in which she thought that her life was over. And then you all came in and helped to save the day, and her nerves are a little frayed. Naturally. It's all right.
Saddened.
Can she
naturally
can she talk?
So
though?
I don't know.
Is she gonna talk?
She should.
Sobs for just a few seconds, and then stiffens up quickly. I've okay. I've got a bit of a gambling thing. Okay, I spent some funds that were meant for ship repair a few stops ago, and look, I started paying Algiata back already. Kiev, they've been so helpful. They've helped me to make it better. You know, I'm learning to manage it. They've been talking to me to help me manage it, and yeah, that's why you see that in her check accounting book there. That's
Nico's going to respond to that saying, I hear there's a meeting room actually for this kind of thing, like 2 floors down.
I don't quite follow.
Gamblers Anonymous. Come on, I can't be the only former CEO around here who's had a gambling problem.
I'm not a former CEO.
You are the first.
Look, it's good to know that I guess people in power, well, who you used to be in power, they also have this issue. I kept it
Now can I
a
roll
secret.
sense motive?
Now you can roll a sense motive if you would like. Sure.
10 plus. Hold
Plus.
on. Plus -1.
14.
14. Okay. She seems like how do I say this? She seems like she's genuinely opening up about it because it's something that she has come to terms with and she's trying to get over it. It does seem like she's very open about it, and you wonder why she's so open about it. But nothing throws you a red flag. What do you all want to do? What do you say?
Nico's gonna kind of look over to Rick next to him, and he's just gonna kind of tap the side of his android arm a little bit, and he's just gonna kind of nudge his head back the other way, kind of subtly. If you want me to do a sleight of hand check, I'm willing to do it.
If you don't want Lozu to see what you just did, then roll a sleight of hand check. That's fine.
All right, that's a 21.
Okay. Yeah, she at that time is kind of just rubbing her head, so she's not even looking in your direction.
So Rick will look over at Nico. That's it.
And-
You're just
No, he's trying to get Nico's going to look back at him, and he's going to do it again, trying to get everybody to start walking back. And he's going to look back at Lozu, and he's going to say, "I'm sure you got a lot to do. Thank you for your time."
I need to clean up. I need some rest. I suggest that you all get some rest too.
Dr. OK is going to tell Lozu that admitting that she has a problem is the first step in recovery. And that
thank
she
you.
can come to believe that a higher power has called her to restore normalcy in her life. And
Thank you, Doctor. Okay.
suggest that
touching.
we adjourn to some rest.
I agree. And then at that point, the doors open. Grath walks back in, starts to walk over and says, "Oh, I see you guys are still here. Is everything okay? Lozu, are you okay?" She's kind of wiping her eyes.
Nico's going to talk to Graff for a second. He's like, Nico's going to talk to Graff for a second. He's going to be like, "She's fine, old buddy. She just needs a moment to collect herself. She'll be right as rain."
All right. Well, yeah, I'm gonna help her clean up here. Thank you again, you all. You deserve some rest. And then he's gonna walk over to one of the stations. What are you all gonna do?
So as
Where did Ramim go?
Ramim went back to his room.
Yeah, that's where
Grath escorted him there.
Escorted him. So, I'm assuming we're walking out. Is that correct, everyone?
Yeah, Rick will turn to them and say, "Thank you for your time."
Thanks.
Sure.
And then you all walk out. The body of Jinchiroga is still there. Presumably, they're going to do something.
I'm gonna search his body.
Ah, okay. Gonna
I
search
already did.
the body. You did not. Nope. Because then, well, you would have found a couple things.
I got a 27
27 on the
perception,
the search. Okay.
but I don't know what I need to roll. Really,
It's fine. I'll say this. This is what you find on Jinchiroga's body as you turn over the largely muscled canine creature. You see that those armor that was this like holographic blue grid is, you know it to be basic Lashunta temp weave armor. So you can take that.
Boom.
She has azimuth laser pistol with 2 batteries. Each battery has 20 charges.
I'll take that.
And she also has what's called an engineer's puzzle box that has goblin writing on it, likely belonged to one of the goblins.
I'll take that too.
Okay, so you take all of that.
You take all of it? Hold on, I haven't even gotten a chance to look at what Lashunta armor does.
Basic Lashunta temp weave.
Use it. Useless for you.
So all armor can be turned into like armor that fits somebody after an engineering check or something.
Really?
Yeah, well, I'll roll off for it, but it's mine because I thought of looking for it, and you said we already looked.
Does
for
anyone
it.
want
Don't play
to
that
roll off
game.
for it? Are we rolling
I'll
off
roll
here?
off just to roll off at this point.
I'll
All
roll
right.
off too. Sounds pretty
I mean,
nice.
hell, I'll
Natural
roll
20.
off to see if I get it.
You
That's
got a
fine.
fucking natural 20?
I got a natural 20.
That's it. It's going to Kev. So,
I'll
who
take
wants
all
to
of it.
explain
Fuck
what
you.
a
I'm gonna
what a
inject Kev.
who wants to explain what a roll off is?
Nose goes.
I'm taking the pistols and the armor.
Nose goes.
So
Nick,
explain
Nick
what
explains.
Nick, explain what a roll off is.
A roll off is when 2 people want the same thing, and because they want the same thing, it's basically I want it more or I want it more. Well, no one can really tell who wants it more, but a roll can. So
what do you roll?
We roll a 20-sided dice to see who wants it more. Best
Okay.
roll wins. Best roll
So-
wins the gear.
So looks
And if
like
you didn't win, you didn't want it hard enough. Unfortunately,
you didn't want it hard
That's
enough.
right.
Yep, luck
That's
has
right.
nothing to do with it. So
Where
looks
the hell
like
is armor in this book? No.
Okay,
All right.
the first person who can flip to the
So-
armor page wins.
that's not how it works.
Because I have
That's
it
not how it
fucking
works.
That's not how a
bookmarked.
roll off works.
So I do want to remind you all that it's probably at this point, the emergency lights are still on. At this point, it's probably mid to late afternoon on the second day. And I'm trying to think of anything that you guys
So
might have. There's the map
Power's off.
that you
Yeah.
grabbed from the
for
hobgoblins.
Heerz for sure.
The
wants
power
to check
is
that
off,
out.
except the emergency power is going. But you all are essentially stranded in the drift. Here's what did you say? I'm sorry.
Heerz has that map open right now and is kind of like fingering the map. So anyway, there's 3 floors represented on this map, and
That lingered
they're
too long there.
yeah, I know. I realized in real time it was pretty bad. All right, so there's like these like red circles, and on these 3 floors for like a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 places where something may be hidden. One of these was where the goblins was, and he kind of identifies that. So he says to the group, like, "Hey guys, I think we should take this time to check all these places out, find out what those guys were looking for." And he kind of like shows the map to the group, and
Nico takes strong interest.
stakes
Okay.
strong what interest? Yeah.
Interest.
okay.
Interest. So we kind of show to the rest of the crew. So this this ladder in the top right of this deck has something circled.
So after looking at that map, just for the listeners, it looks like a rough drawing of the ship. There's 3 different levels, and then there are red circles around different areas. One of which is the corner of the corridor that we're looking at now. What Rick thinks is going on is that these are either places to look or places that they've already looked, but it correlates. One is Algiada's room, which is where we were attacked, and the other looks like the hallway where we fought the goblins. So I'm assuming it's a where we already searched or where we're going to search map.
Yeah, and they were
That the goblins
searching
were using.
at Algiada's room when we encountered them, I think. So
No, Algiada's room is where the trap was set. So they probably already searched that. Where they were was down in the deck below near the galley and the crew's mess in the hallway there. And they were pulling everything off the walls. That's where, if you look at the map, the top part, it shows the area on the left side, and then there's 2 other circles that I believe are the circles, or the pools in the gym, one on each side, which they were in the gym area. Dr. OK found.
Well, I stand corrected. Let's, why don't we take a look? Why don't we take a look over here?
Dr. OK, Nico, what are you guys thinking? You gonna go look over there?
Yeah, Nico's going to go look over there with Heerz.
Okay.
Well, Heerz is going to look over there.
You all walk down. Give me a perception check. So you start walking east in the upper deck towards a large quarter spherical shape. That's probably the bulkhead
That's a 21.
from the ship. 21.
That's a 6.
What'd you
Let's-
get, Heerz?
That's
6?
a 6. Let's rely on Nico.
Here's you probably looking at where the seams are, and Nico knows that there's nothing to be found necessarily at the seams of this. They seem to be welded there. It's probably difficult for anything to be there. But Nico, you start rubbing your hands along the surface. It doesn't feel like anything special. It just seems normal. You don't find anything of note.
All right, Nico's just going to call it to the rest of the group. He's going to be like, well, so far it looks like a dud. Heerz, you got any other ideas?
So we didn't find anything, right?
There's nothing to be found.
Let's keep looking. And then Heerz kind of like pokes his head up the ladder up to that floor again and says, we're going to go check us out. You guys want to join?
Where are you going to check out?
We're going to go check out more spots, I think.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. If
I will follow.
Okay. So you all start going to investigate.
I'll follow.
Okay. And you are heading down to the lower deck.
yes.
We're going to engineering.
Okay. You going to the middle deck? You going to the lower deck?
Where is the bottom right of that map is where exactly? One up or
You
one down?
presume
That'd
probably
probably be even
Dr.
lower.
OK
It's the
and
lower
Rick,
deck.
since you've been down to the lower deck, you kind of recognize that as part
Yeah,
of the
so
outline of the lower deck.
The very bottom left one is the upper deck, because the bridge is that little square on top that's circled on the other one, and then the middle deck is, you see the pool areas where those 2 circles are. The side is where the goblins were, and then you go down another level, and that's where the other 2 spots are. So do we want to make another scoop around Algiada's room? Do we want to reinvestigate Algiada's room now that we know they were searching for something?
Good idea.
Okay.
Let's do it.
All right.
Let's do it.
So you go back into Algiada's room. Door
Wow.
opens.
Another bolt shoots at us.
Yep.
Nico gets
you
hit
all
again.
die instantly. You all die instantly. Yeah, it's tough.
Instantaneous, frozen.
And you're instantly frozen.
Let it go. Let it go.
You walk in, and the room appears to be untouched from when you were in there. Nothing's really changed.
Okay.
Do you guys
roll
want
perception.
Yeah, give me a perception check.
I got a 19.
19. Anybody else?
Dirty 19.
Let's see here. It's going to be a 22 for me.
Just a
22.
17.
Look at a big
17.
old fat 11.
Big old fat 11. Nico, as you're looking With the 22, you...
From the hallway.
Yeah, Nico, you come in the room? I'm
Yep, I
assuming
come
you
in the room, so sorry.
Okay. It's all right.
Logistical issues.
You come in, and maybe you sit down on the bed, and you kind of feel the bed, and then you're just looking down, and you just notice that the ground, like the carpet or the material right near the bed, seems like it's just been like shifted in a weird way. It's kind of like one of those, like the pillows that you can rub, and then it's, and you don't remember being over here. So what do you want to do?
I want to roll a perception check, see if I notice or sense anything.
Well, just rolled a perception check.
But you did just notice that. So what do you want to do now that you've noticed that?
Flip a pillow or
Heerz
flip the bed.
You
investigate
flipping a
it.
pillow from the looking. Yeah. Do you tell everyone else?
Yeah, I'm going to say to everybody else, something doesn't feel right about this bed here.
Rick is going to lift his rifle up and aim it at the bed as if he's afraid something's going to jump out at it.
Okay.
Nico's going to start kind of going through the pillows. By the way, John, are the pillows stitched together or do they have like a pillowcase over it that you can hide something in? Or does there look to be anything unusual about the stitching of the pillows or the
They're
bed
virtual
itself?
pillows, actually. They're holographic.
There doesn't seem to be anything crazy about that.
Thanks for laughing, Kelly.
Whoever's looking, give me a
that.
perception check.
Another perception check?
All right.
Yeah.
8.
Okay.
That's 11.
8 and 11.
12.
12. Dr. Okay.
24.
24. Okay. Dr. Okay, you notice that there's something in kind of the back part of the bed that looks to be like some sort of a grate. Like a ventilation grate.
Interesting. Look over there. There's some grate here by this bed.
How big is it? Could we slip through it?
Nico's going to ask Dr. Okay, is it loose?
Can I find out?
Yeah, give me another perception check. Whoever's going to look.
Well, I've pointed it out so everyone can
That's
look
true.
at it. I rolled a natural 1 on whether or not it's loose.
Okay.
So
I'll see if I can try.
What?
Do you want us to do a strength check on that, John?
No, because unless you're trying to rip up the grate.
All right. Well, that's going to be what? That's a 16 for me.
16.
Also
Rick, you said what?
16.
All right, he just reaches down and sees if he can lift it.
Okay. So you do reach down. Here's what'd you get?
16.
16. So, Rick, you reach down, and you notice that the vent is already kind of partially loose.
Heerz moves to open it.
It's about like a foot wide and about 6 inches.
So wait, Rick pulls on it and part of it opens.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it was totally secure. It seems like it was partially loose.
There's still a bolt connected, or can he undo something to open it?
He could
fully?
probably you could probably pull it off.
Okay, yeah, I'll do whatever it takes to.
I'm going to say you're able to kind of just start to pull it.
As that happens, Nico's going to pull his pistol out just in case something comes flying out of that thing.
Okay. You kind of pull it out, and you notice at the bottom that there's this weird residue. Kind of as you're reaching under, you kind of pull off the grate and then look down, and you see this weird, odd residue that's at the bottom of the vent right before it kind of goes into the duct.
I'd like to investigate the residue. What should I roll for that?
How do you want to investigate?
Rick will actually look at Dr. OK and say, do you happen to know what this residue is? Because he's the...
Yeah, can I do a life science check?
Yeah, you can do a life science check.
No judgments on the other two, but he's the most educated in the room.
Sure.
Well, I mean,
Also-
with this, yeah. Although my life science is
Nico's
plus 8, so...
Nico's gonna look over at Rick while Dr. OK does this, and he's just gonna go start on this kind of tangent here a little bit. He's like, I remember seeing this old cartoon pre-Gap, there was a character, I want to say his name was Ezra. It seemed like a kid show at the time. But he was always going into vents. And ducks. And I can't help but
I have no idea what you're saying.
That's what we need to do.
But I got a 25
I do, and maybe
on my life science check.
That's fine.
I hope
That's
sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
I
No,
just
go ahead.
it was an interesting reference and one that I got finally, so I was really excited to respond. And I just wanted to say, I hope there's like fruit tarts or pastries on the other end. That's what I'd like to see. All right, that's all.
Dr. OK, you reach down. Maybe Dr. OK, you
Pull out the custom microlab.
right. You kind of put it in there. The residue seems to be the dried remains, some natural slippery substance. Think something similar to like what Osharus have, but not quite. Maybe more like a mucus, something that's produced by an ooze or something similar. And in fact, because you rolled so well, you kind of think about it and you're like, well, I am somebody who produces this natural substance.
Obviously.
What are other creatures? And then you're like, maybe some creatures that would have an amorphous body, like a creature that has the compression ability. And when you think about that and you're looking at the size of the vent, now the vent's only maybe a foot wide. There's no way anybody of a medium size could really get down there at all. Maybe a small size, maybe, depending on if they're even smaller, but it's likely some sort of creature with that ability.
Space lice?
Asteroid lice?
There is some creature who can fit in this grate. That's...
Was it the little lice? Space lice? Do they secrete that kind of stuff?
I don't know.
You would need to do another, life
I'll
science
do
check to try
another
and
life
remember that.
science check.
Here's rolled a 27 to find that out.
I rolled a 21.
Asteroid lice do not have the compression ability.
Do I know of common creatures that fit that description?
It could be some creatures. You're not quite sure.
Something that has a
you
compression
can't quite tell
ability.
from just this.
Perhaps something not a spice lice, but something similar. I don't know. I'm not a doctor after all.
But
Wait, I am a doctor.
Doctor in your... I was about ready to say there, Dr. OK.
I was
thought you
trying
were a
to
doctor.
attempt a humorous joke.
All right,
Failed
well, I'll have to adjust
miserably.
myself to Osharu humor.
Yes, it's very dry, despite how wet we are.
Oh, come on. That's really good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Well
good.
done. Nice ink.
That's very good. How
So
big
what do you
are
guys want to
goblins?
do?
Again?
How big are space goblins?
Space goblins.
They're small, but
Can they compress
he's saying
themselves?
they have to be compressible. Yeah.
Space goblins are small, but it's a creature that has some sort of amorphous body. That makes
right.
most sense.
Probably something we don't know anything about. It's probably Keeve though.
So that's a good segue. What do you guys want to do with this clue? You have this clue now, right? There's the picture of Professor Bernard Benjamin. You have not gone to talk to Keeve or help out with the engine at all.
Shit.
have
You've
an
also got
idea.
these other locations on the map.
What if it's
We really
Algiata?
should check out more of the
What
map.
if I'm with Kevin here, or with Rek? What if Algiata set the trap and then escaped through this ventilation?
Because she is running from the goblins. It makes the most sense.
Why is she running from the goblins? Didn't we believe at first that she set this up? I'm not certain of any of these clues right now. Nothing's fitting together.
I think in the meantime, we should keep checking out these spots, guys. We're real close to the rest of them. Let's do it.
I agree with-
Booby trap this vent for later perusing.
I agree with that.
Can you put your motion sensor on there?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, Nico, you got anything you can use?
I don't have
We
anything
jacked
to
the
use, but I
motion
agree with
sensor
your-
from the hallway, though.
Yeah, it's right on the door. It's this room
Yeah.
that we used it on.
So we'll just set it up
Yeah.
to look at the
You're gonna set it
vent
up underneath the bed.
underneath the bed.
Heerz will grab it
Roll,
and do
roll
that.
15 computer rolls.
And
I'm gonna
he
say
will...
that. Oh, sorry. Here's
Oh, no, Heerz is good at that, so he's going to try it. What were you going to say?
You can't take 20 on computers checks. I don't know if you can take 20 on engineering checks, but
I'll
I
roll
would
either.
say that.
Well, Heerz got a 27 on the damn
Give-
computers check, so hopefully he can...
That's
install
fine.
it all.
Yeah, so maybe here's you were able to help set up to make sure, because 27 is pretty high. I'm going to say that allows you to, Dr. OK, you don't need to be like close by, right? It just means that probably anywhere within the ship, except for maybe some places that are very far away from this location, for the most part, you'll be able to get a notification if it goes off. And then
I'm gonna
I would say give me an engineering check just to set it up real
Good
quick,
action.
how you want it.
fucking 20.
20, yeah, you're able to set it up. It syncs well. The Bluetooth pairs really well with your iPad, and you're good to go.
John, would there be any way I could boost the signal on that so no matter where we were on the ship?
If you would like to do a computer check, yeah, that's fine. But
I'll
to
roll
get
it.
it to be perfect, that's fine. But what I'm telling you is that you're at like 95%.
Do it anyway, seriously.
Do it anyway.
That's going to be a 28, John.
Set up
Yeah.
like signal
Yeah.
repeater and let's get on our way.
Yeah.
Yeah, you set up a little signal booster in the room, and you're good to go.
That's, by the way, we were wondering about my other secret. That's my second secret, guys. Plus 10 on the computer's checks.
Oh,
That's
you're
outrageous.
higher than me now.
Yep.
Damn
How
it.
many ranks do you have in computers?
Very nice.
I have 2 ranks in computers. I just took the hacker specialization for
there it
operative.
is. That's what I was hoping you would talk
There
about.
we go.
There it is. Good. Cool. Okay, so that's pretty great. It's a pretty straightforward setup. So what do you guys want to do?
Here's
Are all of you at full
points
health?
to the map.
I'm at full health. I have
I'm at
less
full health.
biohacks, but
Okay. Here's.
I'm just missing
not
one
at full
resolve
health.
point for some reason.
Okay. Here's.
I'm pretty banged up.
I think here's you're missing the resolve point from being squeezed by the hugbot.
Yes, correct.
Earlier.
But I'm mostly
Some
good
episodes
other
ago.
than that.
Okay.
While we're in this room, Rick will actually say, like, does anybody have any carrying room? It turns out all these guns are quite heavy.
I'll definitely take one.
that armor off your hands, by the way, since I'm proficient in it and not in yours.
That's fair. I will keep the heavy armor, and I'll hand you the
Try
the-
weave. Temp weave.
Yeah, temp weave, the Lishito temp weave.
Yeah.
And then, so is anybody else qualified in small arms, long arms, or heavy weapons?
I'm qualified in long
I
arms.
got. I'll take the
Then-
laser pistols just for good measure.
But if you're wanting the, I could use some extra. I could use the extra magazines for the laser
I
pistols.
can give you an extra magazine.
I don't think I'm qualified in any of that actually, so there you go. Go for it.
If you're, it'll show you on Roll20 on Hero Lab on the left side. It tells you proficiencies. In the very top
Small
under your
arms.
name.
I would like a gun, please, because
Okay, I'll give.
Here's just
gonna
kind of
keep
holds out.
my pistol as backup, but the ice carbine. If you are long arms, then you should take the ice carbine. And this is, I'm talking in Rick's voice. I just don't feel like doing the robot for this whole discussion. Because I'll keep my artillery.
I will
laser.
keep my.
Well, I can't do
Rifle.
large arms
Laser
if that's what you're talking
rifle.
about.
That's
so.
that's a heavy arm, so I'll keep the
Yeah.
heavy, and then so Nico, I'll give you the ice carbine.
And Nico's gonna say, "Guess it's only guess it's only fitting that I end up with this thing."
That's fair, yeah.
That's
True,
very
true.
fair. Very fair.
All right, now I'll let it go, guys.
No, that was appropriate. That was good.
Let it go.
No, Nico's
You almost died
joking.
twice. Nico, you almost died twice. So,
Yeah.
you're still up and going. So, you've definitely got some mileage on you today. So, it's been a
Yep.
long day. It's been a long day.
And in that time, I'm gonna just use this time to reload my artillery laser.
Okay.
Nico's also going to suggest that he's like, the one thing that is the big unknown in this situation is the treasure. We have a group of we've had a group of goblins on the ship try to seize control of the ship for a purpose we do not yet know. We have a forged ledger document, gambling problems, and very valuable cargo here that we don't know who's supposed to be responsible for and what exactly it is and who wants it. Now, we need to figure out who wants this. My first inclination would be, 1, let's get this ship moving back toward Absalom. 2, let's see if we can't go to the security station and see if we can't find some sort of dossier, forged or otherwise, that might be able to give us some sort of clue as to what is aboard this ship and whether or not and who it is valuable to. We will at least be able to find some means of tampering.
I agree with the general plan, but I really think we got to do this map first because I'm hoping it'll lead us to that treasure. And I don't want to take any chances about anything else happening to that. I think time's of the essence.
I agree.
I am not concerned about any treasure. I am concerned about the well-being of the people on the ship and ourselves.
They'll be fine. Come on, it's not going to take that long to check out this map.
And Nico kind of goes over to Rick's shoulder and he wraps his arm around the android. Or he wraps his arm around the android's shoulder, kind of like buddy kind of thing. He's like, all right, Rick.
Roll for initiative.
All right, Rick, let's go over a couple things. There's a cargo on board this ship that people are willing to kill for. Isn't it worth finding out for everybody on this ship exactly what it is and who wants it?
Yeah, listen to business boy.
Dr. Okay, what are you thinking?
Can I roll a diplomacy check on that?
Dr. Okay, does not care. He's like,
Okay.
This is not a conversation I care to have. I want to solve what the mystery of all of these things. He's still wrapped up in where did they get their supplies from for this?
He's still thinking about the diorama.
From the diorama.
Healing serum. Yeah. That's
Meanwhile, Nico is trying to, on the android subroutines on its probably friend or foe icon, Nico, just kind of out there for the listeners here, he's trying to kind of short Rick's kind of friend or foe logic routines here, trying to say,
I don't know if
we're
that's a
protecting
computer
you.
check or
Hey,
a
can we
diplomacy
do
check.
that to him?
I
would love to roll computers on Rick.
I'd like to see you try that.
Oh, I'm not trying to.
Rick
I'm not
says
trying to
as
do
he
it.
puts his hand on his pistol.
No, he's not doing a computer check. This is diplomacy check. Trying to.
Then make a diplomacy check and tell me what you say, but not in that order.
Supports.
Tell me what you say, or
Well,
did you already say?
that's what I said.
Okay.
Here's my check.
Yeah.
Oh shit! That is a 9+. Come on, give me something good. Give me something good. What's my diplomacy? It's +8, so that's 17.
Rick,
What am I supposed to roll?
it's a diplomacy check.
So I roll.
He got a 17. So I mean,
I just respond to that?
well, yeah, I would say it seemed like Rick, you were a little bit hesitant, and he's trying to convince you to care more about the treasure. From a numbers perspective, I think he got it just barely, but I'm going to leave that up to you though, because I don't want to.
I can see your perspective on this, but I do not agree with your tactics. The treasure and this relic are not of my concern.
Yes, we could.
Hey! So long as
Doctor, okay, come on,
with the treasure, or we can be on our way with our lives, gentlemen.
this could be the primary motivator for everything. We could solve all the problems if we get this thing.
We would not
Maybe.
necessarily solve why the engines failed.
Or
We
what will
might.
happen to us when we return to the Packed Worlds.
Yes.
With the treasure.
Nico's gonna say, it's not often you get to say this, but for once, let's listen to the pirate guy. I think he's on it this time.
What are you guys gonna do?
This is why we need another cast member.
So because we're just gonna end up split 2 and 2. We need odd numbers, so we don't.
Heerz is willing to go off to get this, to separate from the group for sure.
And Nico's willing to go with him. Like,
if you guys aren't coming, we're going.
Split the party?
You guys want to split the party?
That'll be your choice, honestly. It's you guys.
So Rick wants to head down to Kiev because he's the next suspect.
They're the
in
next
all
suspect.
of this.
Hey,
they.
Hey, if you want to go spy on Kiev here, then the best thing to do would be to go to the security ops room and see what he's doing. That way you get to monitor
Do we know where
him
that is?
without him knowing where we're at.
Is there a security room?
You haven't found one yet. Your best guess is this. It's probably somewhere on the bridge. There's some access port that you would be able to go through and make that
Where
happen.
we just were?
Yeah, where you just were. Alternatively, you could go see Kiev and then also look at the places on the map at the same time, since that is the engineering deck in the lower deck.
That's a great idea.
So before we do all of that, sorry, I was reading up on my character a little bit more. I took the bounty hunter theme, I think, or I don't know where it falls into. It's either a theme or one of the other ones.
Okay.
But I'm able to make a mark, and then I get a minus 5 DC for culture or bounty hunter checks on that mark. The problem is if I kill the mark or something before I figure it out,
okay,
then I get penalized for a week. But part of that, though, I think it's actually my hunter. I'm getting all mixed up now. There's so many different rules. Anyways, I was going to make Algiata my mark.
Okay.
So it says checks to recall knowledge about your mark as well as to recall knowledge about law enforcement individuals and practices.
Okay.
By 5.
Sure.
So, can I see her data pad one last time and run through that and just make some kind of like filter through my head if I recognize anything?
Yeah, that's fine.
Bounty hunter?
I would say, what are you trying to get out of it? You're just trying to look through her thing? Because then just make a computer's check, and then I would just lower the DC by 5 in order to see if there's anything else.
Well, my computers are shit. I actually don't even have computers, but...
You're not trained in computers, okay.
Yeah.
Then you could just do yeah, go ahead.
So, like, Algiata herself, does she have any kind of criminal background? What is her relationship to the ship? She's clearly got some connection to another bounty hunter. Like, so she's my mark. So, like, I just have kind of insight on her history is the way that I read that.
Okay. The problem is that you haven't, like, I don't know. I think you're essentially trying to get information that you might not already have, but you haven't been necessarily like doing that from the beginning.
That's one of the things I wish I would have gone back and like.
Sure, no, it's fine. But I don't want to no and you. I want to yes and you. So I think it's a really cool idea. I think do this for me. Maybe roll a. Let's see, what am I looking for here? Maybe roll like a culture check. Is that what you're trying to?
See, and that's the thing is I don't even have culture, but it says culture or per my profession, and for bounty hunter I have +4.
Then give me a bounty hunter check.
Okay.
And I will lower the DC by 5 in order to figure out something else or to recall something else.
I got a 12 +4 is 16.
16. Okay.
Just anything nefarious.
Anything nefarious. 16 is not bad. This is what I'm going to say. You seem to recall hearing a couple things, and you kind of put together a couple things. Nothing necessarily huge, but a couple little flavor things. One, you kind of recall that, and you kind of think about it, and you're like, maybe, clearly Algiata and Trostanek must have known each other before they got on the ship. And then you start to wonder, well, how long have they known each other? And is there anybody that might know more about that? And you think maybe Grath might know more about that. Kiev, they might know more about that. it seems like that might be something to kind of jump in on, right? You're like, well, what is the nature of their relationship? You also know that from looking at the picture with Professor Bird and Benjamin, the person who bears a familial resemblance to Algiata doesn't seem, thinking about Algiata's age, Riforian's age, you don't think that it's her father. You think it could be some sort of a brother or cousin.
I'll relay all of this to the group.
And that's what you can kind of put together. Nothing else necessarily from her data pad.
Anyone got any theories?
So what do you want to do?
I'm still for going to the security.
Heerz is kind of like reading the room and seeing if we're gonna all go to check out the map.
Engineering.
What was that? Check out the security.
We can look at things
stuff.
along the way, Heerz, but I am heading down to see Kiev.
Okay. Yeah, and you can look at things along the way.
Yes,
All right, we'll follow you that far.
that is best.
Break off to do what we got to do.
Okay. So where do you all want to go? I'm gonna
Do
go
you
back to
guys
the map.
want to circle back to the pools?
Yeah.
Along the way?
Yeah, so we'll go down the side ladder. That'll drop us off right where the goblins were before.
Okay. Oh, so
gym
you want to go down the
entrance?
left ladder?
Gym
That's
entrance?
here?
Yeah, so go down that, pop up
Okay. Let me reveal it for you.
here, or here. Am I close, John?
No.
For
Here.
the listener, I'm just randomly
Clicking on the map. Nope.
black
I just
parts of the map.
highlighted where you're at.
I was close.
Were you?
Okay.
So you all come down here, and you want to go check out the gym?
So first, we'll do another perception check on that hallway where the goblins were.
Okay. So you go down to where the goblins were pulling things apart.
The stack of dead goblins are still there because nobody's cleaned them up yet.
No, they're not there.
Clean up on aisle 12.
Question. I don't know if this would be a life science check, but I don't have life science. Can a bar quest eat dead bodies and gain their powers?
I
Or
can-
whatever you said?
I'll just tell you. Yeah,
Want me to
roll
roll
for
for
it.
it?
Roll for it.
Yeah, Rick will just ask Dr. Oke. Do you think that the Barkas can consume the undead or the dead?
I rolled a 22.
Yes, Barkas can consume any type of living or dead creature and consume.
Oh
their
my
soul.
god!
And
All these dead
assume their
bodies are
form.
piling up?
No, not assume their
No, they just
form.
gotta gain
They just
strength.
they take their power from them.
Oh, okay.
So the question now is, who's been collecting these dead bodies?
Nico's going to
Well,
say.
I think
Nico's.
I don't think you need a wisdom check to know that Song was somebody who was going to go around and help kind of clean things up. So that
For
is
the
one
Barkas.
theory. Sure.
Song's
For the
evil.
Barkas. You all go. Give me a perception checks in the hallway here. Nico and Dr. K, I don't know if you guys are go down as well. Or
19
Yes.
plus 5.
Nico's also going to.
Where
here, we
where
we
are
got a lot
they?
of things. If you zoom out, they're closer to the center
Oh.
of the map. Nico, you're saying?
Teleportation.
Nico's also going to throw out. He's also going to throw out. Well, we do know that our Yosoki friend as well also left there, and we do know that the person in that grating had to be small
And compressible.
and compressible.
Yosokis are not quite compressible.
What was your roll on the perception check?
I
Mine
had
was a 24.
24, 13. Here's
10.
10. It seems like there are just a bunch of ship systems behind the wiring. Nothing of any interest.
Let's keep
24
moving.
didn't see anything? Why would you even ask for perception then?
You're the one who's looking.
Rude.
Heerz continues to move up towards the gym.
Okay. So you all go to the gym. You walk in. Water's bubbling. And you go look, I presume, in the pools?
I did a perception check on these some time ago. But
You
let's
did
do
when you guys were in here.
again.
You want to do another one?
Yeah,
I'll do
13.
perception on this far one.
Nick, can you not control yourself?
At the moment, I can control myself. I just can't find it.
Oh, you got to zoom out. I just put you over there.
I rolled an 18.
An 18 to look in the water. Okay. Here's
13.
13, sorry. Okay. Don't see anything in the water.
What about like above the pools?
Doesn't seem to
there,
be
like,
anything.
Gratings or any kind of wall panels?
Nope. Nothing.
Good 24.
24. Again, nothing. Water seems to be cool.
Nico's going to look at the ceiling to see if there's anything up there, any type of clues, scarring, blood, water.
Yeah, I'm looking. I'm not looking at the water. I'm looking all over.
You don't see anything, again, that is of any... Seems like the mat is very used. There might be some, like, marks on the mat. They don't.
How about a
seem like
23 on the
anything.
perception?
Doesn't reveal anything.
Rick is going to actually step into the pool and then walk over to the corner and like
You
reach
instantly
down.
die. No, I'm not. I'm just kidding. You go and you wade through. Nothing seems to be popping out. At
Nothing.
you.
There's nothing here. Oh, this is so frustrating.
Glad to see you're invested now. Let's check out the rest of the map, eh?
Okay.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Pillowcase
All right, let's
map.
finish up. Let's finish up.
Yeah, so now we go down the ladders to the others.
Okay. Which you gonna go back the left ladders or the right ladders?
Hold on, can I zoom
I
in?
say to the right ladders.
The right.
right over
I
here.
recall
The right ladders. Okay, cool.
correctly.
Yeah. So you all walk out in the hallway, and you walk over to the ladders here, and then let me show you where you come out. And you come out in here. If you want to zoom out, you'll see the little patch that I opened up down
Is it
on
on
the
the right?
engineering deck. It's on the right, on the bottom.
So Rick is going to grab his artillery,
Okay.
this heavy weapon, and he's just like casually holding it
Yeah, you
as if it's just like an assault rifle, just like
getting
under
ready.
his arm.
Yeah, because you walked down into... It's similar to when Dr. OK and Rick, you came down here. So this is not your first time down here. It's your first time down this entrance. Nico and Heerz, this might be your first time down here. But you walk into a small, 15 by 10 room, maybe 20, and there's a door right in front of you, and there's a door immediately to your left. There are little, like, panels that you can kind of see through at the top. The door in front of you looks to be a longish hallway with a door on the left and something on the right, probably some consoles. The door on the left, when you look through, it seems to be like another part of an engine bay.
Here's we'll look through that and check for any signs of anything going on.
You don't see
Nico's-
anything going on.
All right.
You want a perception on just like the halls?
You can roll perception on the hall without opening the door if you want.
Oh wait, there's a door there.
Dude, there are two doors.
So this is like a little room with the ladder.
Yeah. Maybe
Yeah, I rolled
reveal a bit more of this door.
16,
See, that's
16 perception on the doors then.
16 perception on the doors. The doors look to be standard. They'll open if you want to go through them.
Is there any compressible slime on it?
Nope.
Here's will then, I guess, stealthily open the door to the engine bay.
Nico's going to draw out both of his blasters.
That's
Okay.
a 15.
Sorry, sci-fi stealth is funny to me because it's like I'm gonna stealthily open the door, so you slowly and quietly push the button,
And then it goes.
and then it goes. Oh,
Yep. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. But okay.
All right.
You can't slowly open that door, but you want to open the door?
Yes.
Okay.
He goes, shh, and opens the door.
And tries to tell the
he
door.
stealthily he grabs the door and like slides with it.
Yeah.
Like the stealth push.
Oh my gosh.
I love it. You look in and you see a room that is filled with consoles and screens, seem to be displaying a lot of information about ship systems. There seems to be a drive in the back that is probably has to do with probably one of the drift engines. And then as part of that, that looks to be the drift engine, the big circular drive in the back with two concentric white circles and this crackling energy in between it, but it doesn't seem to be obviously working. But that seems to be the main power where a lot of these things come from.
Rick is gonna open the other door just to like clear it to make sure there's nobody in there, and gonna come through our backs or come about our back.
Okay. So you are still in the other room, and you're going to open that door. Okay. So when you open that door, you see a long hallway that just extends down. And Rick, you recognize this as, you're like, oh, that's right. I think I saw around here was when Dr. OK and I saw one of the...
Yes, we saw Algiada and Trostanik down this corridor, didn't we?
Yes, Algiada and Treskanek were over, and he points, standing right there when they had that discussion.
Standing right in the center. Here's Nico. What are you guys thinking as you're in this room?
This room is the bottom left of the bottom right part of this map, correct? Where that red circle
That
is.
map looks it'd be in like this this area.
So
here.
Heerz basically makes a beeline for that.
So Rick just
where?
wanted to check the hall. I'm gonna do a perception
So,
to make sure there's nothing.
I'll say this. From what you can see here, it looks like there's another area just like this.
Don't
And
go too
from
far
what
ahead,
you know
man.
about the ship, there's probably another area just like this on the other side. So on the map where it's looking in the
dual
circle
propulsion.
left
Sweet.
side, then there's probably something over there.
Got it.
Nico's going to take a look at some of the screens in the room there, and he wants to do a computers check to try to just do a standard diagnostic thing. But I think will I need to slice into this?
They are locked, so you would need to hack in if you want to see some of what's in there. But I
All
can
right.
tell you just what's on there. Go ahead and give me a check on that.
Okay. That is going to be a 15.
15. Dr. OK and Rick, what are you guys thinking as you're going through?
I just want to do perception checks and like make sure,
Yeah.
see if there's any tracks, anything.
I want to look for devices of sabotage, or traps, or
Okay.
Kiev.
Okay. Or Kiev. Okay. Nick, you're not able to get in. You think for a second that you were able to, but you weren't quite high enough. But from what you can see and the output that it's showing, right, it seems like it's just relaying a lot of ship engine and system information.
Okay.
So it's a lot of like control modules and things like that are kind of setting that up.
Can I do an engineering check?
To do what?
I want to see if I understand any of the diagnostic boards and some of the information that's flowing through.
Sure, that's fine.
Oh, there we go. There's some better luck. That's 25.
25. Yeah, you're able to kind of piece together the information that's coming through. It seems like it's legit. It seems like it is. You make sense of the information that you can see. It does seem like it's connected.
What's the information that's coming through? How is it telling me how the drives have been sabotaged or not activated?
No, there's no way that you can tell that without even trying to get in, per se, to the computer system itself. But you can see that, obviously, the drift drive is not active. But as you go to each console, they're each displaying different information. So there's ones that are that display, what's going on with some of the like fuel that's going on. There's some that's the temperature of some of the systems. It's all across the board.
Okay, well then, John, here's my last question. Can I use a punishment point to roll another computers check?
You got a high computer check, didn't you?
What?
Didn't you get a high computer check? You could also do a take 20.
No.
You got
I
a
got a
15. You can't take 20 on computers check.
No.
Can't?
No.
Yep.
Um,
Can I use a
Yeah,
punishment
sure.
to
Where
roll
does
another?
it say you can't?
Perfect.
I'll say you can use your punishment to re-roll your computers check.
All right, perfect.
Does it say under computers checks that you can't use
Yes.
take 20?
Yes.
Okay.
That's a 20, not natural. 10 on the die, plus 10.
Plus 10. Okay. Yeah, you're able to get into this particular computer here. What do you want to see? You want to see and try and see how the drift is broken or how the drift drive is broken?
That's correct.
Okay. All right. It seems like it's something that affects a lot of different systems. It seems like it's something that is a pretty pervasive fix. You would need a lot of time to go through and see every little thing, try and put it together with some engineering roles like, oh, what is this? What is this? What specific system is this here? It seems like it's something that is a large issue.
Can I see
Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but
Yeah,
Go
Kev?
ahead.
access unsecured system. page 138 in the core rulebook.
Yes.
Thank you, Paizo. A standard action, you can use computers to access an unsecured computer system. The DC is blah, blah, blah. Firewalls generally take a 10. Unlike other tasks for computer skill, you can attempt to access a system untrained if you take 20 on the task, requiring 2 minutes.
That's fine if you're untrained and if it's unsecured.
Yeah.
I'm
So it's
trained.
secured, you're saying?
Yeah.
I am trained and it's secured.
Go
Before
ahead,
we
Nick.
moved over, I wanted to just kind of see if I could see the origin of what was. You said it was pervasive, but what's the origin? What is actually wrong? Like what
I
caused
said,
the power outage?
There's not just one system. You can't tell from just this one screen and this one computer what exactly is it that happened, because
All right.
the ship system is so extensive.
All right, well then go to everybody else. But when you come back, can I try to get access to all the other systems?
Yes, it's gonna take you a while, but
Okay.
yes, that's not a
So
problem.
take 50.
Here's what are you doing?
Here's is, can he see through this door that leads to the other?
Yeah, you can see it looks to be another hallway, a similar system. You recognize what appears to be probably some sort of power core for the ship across the way, and then a longer hallway that goes up. And then there seems to be a door across the way, probably another thruster area.
But Heerz would know from the map that on the other side of this door is where.
Is likely where that red circle is,
Yeah,
yeah.
okay.
Or like even further, you can see that there's another wall over there. There seems to be another corridor across the way. Looks like you're going to have to explore a little more to get to that area.
Okay. He really wants to check it out, but he wants to be careful. So he's going to walk back up and regroup.
Okay.
Smart
Rick,
move.
And then
Rick and Dr. OK. Rick, you got a 5?
I rolled a 23.
A 23
for
on perception? Okay. So you don't see anything of any like real worry there. There's no like sign of, I don't know. What are you trying to look for exactly?
I click on my infrared and I look for fingerprints.
Okay. And Dr. OK, what did you roll?
I'm just kidding.
I rolled
But that's
a 22 on my perception check.
just looking for
22 on
tracks
perception.
that if anybody had like come through here, if there's anything misaligned, is
Okay.
including looking at the roof to see if there's like a grate or something, like wherever that grating in the other room, where would that lead to, type thing.
Okay. I'll say this. You
Got something.
see that this hallway does go down, and this hallway does seem like it, like there have been people in this general area.
Like a spent coffee cup.
What?
Like there's like an empty coffee cup.
No, just from your thermal.
There's like a cigarette just
yeah, there's just a cigarette sitting there, just waiting.
sitting with some ash.
Cigarillo.
Samuel
yeah,
L.
there's
Jackson
some ash
from
on the floor.
Jurassic Park.
No, no, it does seem like here in particular there have been some sort of body signatures, like heat, recently. Yeah.
Like on any
Dr.
of these
Oak.
panels, or
No, like on the ground here, and then extending up more towards the back wall.
Dr. OK, these computers seem to be of interest to at least somebody. Do you have a high computer skill?
I do.
Or should we?
I do have a high computer skill. Thanks for
Interesting.
asking, Rick.
So here, I'll say this. The heat doesn't seem like it's at the computer stations. It seems like it's going along towards the back wall.
Fine, I'll follow that.
Okay.
Okay.
As you're
Let's
doing that,
take a look
you kind of
around.
realize that you're like, oh, this area is one of the areas on the map that the goblins circled.
Oh.
This is why I was saying you guys could do both at the same time.
Why split the party?
So you all walk up, you walk around the corner, you see a large computer screen. This is probably what is that? Maybe 80 feet. There's a huge screen that seems to be displaying a lot of information.
High definition.
Yeah, it's a super high definition short throw
4600K.
projector up at the top. Yeah, it's just throwing all this stuff. Couple things. Nico and Heerz, give me a perception check.
All right.
Something's gonna jump out at them.
10.
10?
14 plus 6, that's 20 for me.
20 from Nico. 10.
You feel heavy breathing on your
From
neck. You turn around,
Heerz.
there's a giant alien that spits acid.
This is good. Dr. OK and Rick, you guys give me a perception check as well. What are you guys looking for?
I'm so nervous.
Okay. I feel good about this.
Yeah.
13.
13 and 34?
24.
24. I was like, holy cow. Because of two things are going to happen right now. Nico and Heerz, you're walking back up. Nico, you're intently focused. Dr. OK and Rick, you guys are walking by, and Rick, the thermal thing is a little hand wavy in that, like, you obviously don't have a thermal system, but like you are trying to, by going through and looking, it's like it does seem like maybe somebody's like pushed a chair. Chair seems like a little out of the way, really, and this clearly seems like a very dusty part of the area, like Kiev. They probably don't come around here very often.
But Rick has like a high imagination, so in his head it seems like it's thermal. And he's like,
yeah. He's just
enhance.
He's just enhance. Let's go with one of them. Here's Nico. You all from maybe 20 feet behind you. You all do hear the sound of like a. It sounds like something fell, and that's our game.
No!
Hey everyone, it's Kelly. When I started playing tabletop RPGs, I learned very quickly that it's usually not advisable to split the party. It's actually worked out for us when Rick and Dr. OK went off separately and found out some information that we may have not found out otherwise. But as you may have noticed, we've also come across some pretty beastly enemies, and if we weren't there to support each other with buffs or joint attacking them, who knows what might have happened. In this episode, we had different goals, and so we kind of have decided to split our focus, and we're sticking together at the moment, and we're all getting what we want in the engine bay, but I don't know if we're going to split at a later point. What do you do for those of you that play tabletop RPGs? What do you do in these situations where you may have the same goal, but disagree on the way forward? Or maybe have completely different goals? How do you resolve that? Do you split the party? What do you do? As always, super appreciate you all. Thanks for listening, and see you next week.